Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and this is your preview for Crystal Palace versus Manchester United in the Premier League. A lot of positivity before the international break and United fall at the first hurdle just after it. We've got plenty to talk about, guys. We're going to talk about bouncing back and the importance of it. Ruben Amorim has got to pick the right 11. We'll talk a little bit about Crystal Palace and our record against them, and of course we'll do our predicted 11 and score predictions. As always, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's jump right into it.
Ruben Amorim, bring the glory days again. We're working for the strength within. It's in the rest around.
So Manchester United got the early kickoff on Sunday morning. Strange time. It's a 12 o'clock kickoff, which is quite unusual. And we know United have been complaining a little bit to the Premier League over the fixture allocation for them. We've got a lot of Monday night footballs coming up, weird kickoff times. I don't think we play on a Saturday for, I think, right up until Christmas nearly. But nonetheless, guys, United are looking to bounce back immediately after that horrific performance against Everton on Monday night, losing 1-0. The loss to Everton ended United's 5-game unbeaten run, and it was the first hurdle that we spoke about in what was supposed to be a favourable set of fixtures for Manchester United after the international break. And worrying signs more than anything else. Really, really worrying signs. Not just the result, but the performance more than anything else was just so flat. It was so mundane. It was so lacklustre. And it's something that Ruben Amorim really needs to correct going into this game on the weekend, because this is going to be a much bigger test. Failure to win against Crystal Palace on the weekend, I think, will turn what was potentially a stumble at the first hurdle to another maybe crisis. And we've seen a couple of them under Ruben Amorim, of course, already. Team news, guys, for Manchester United, and Ruben Amorim has had his press conference. It really, really is not the news we wanted to hear. So look, we know Sesko is going to be out for up to a month. Now, Ruben Amorim has confirmed that he's going to be out for a little bit longer than initially expected, which is not good news. It'll probably take us right up to Christmas until we see him back. Harry Maguire is still sidelined with his injury. Is it a hamstring injury? Maybe I'm not 100% sure. But the big news was Matheus Cunha will miss the game on the weekend as well. Really, really disappointing to hear that. It was a head injury that kept him out of the game against Everton on Monday night, and whatever that case may be, he continues to be absent for the game on the weekend. He will be back for West Ham next week. Ruben Amorim has confirmed. I think, is that a Wednesday or a Thursday night game? I think maybe a Thursday night game, but disappointing nonetheless. With the likes of Sesko and the likes of Cunha missing last week, our attack looked flat. It looked, I won't say lifeless, because Mbeumo and Ahmad were trying their best, they really were, but it was lacking something. It really was. There was no real cohesion, there was no fluidity to it. And look, that can happen, of course, when, a 10-man team go 1-0 up, which rarely happens, but they're happy to sit in and defend and see out their lead. You need a little bit of creativity, or as much creativity as you can get in the team, and we lacked that with Cunha missing specifically. Amorim has to decide now whether to trust Mason Mount from the start, or maybe to go. I would like to see somebody like Bruno Fernandes for once be moved out of that number 6 position. This is a great opportunity to get Bruno Fernandes further up the field into one of the number 10s and bring in somebody like Kobbie Mainoo into that 6, who has been so desperate for game time. It's unbelievable. And it goes to show, and I think it will go to show how much Ruben Amorim will trust him or not. We've seen Joshua Zirkzee come in last week, and I think he's just signed off his Manchester United career. I think he's just signed on the dotted line. That's it. It's over after that performance. Lisandro Martinez is back as well. He made the bench last week. What does that mean for the defence? Does he come back in? Does he play any minutes? I would be very surprised if he starts, but nonetheless, when we were looking to press the game last week against Everton, I think we were all crying out for somebody like Lisandro Martinez to come on, or even you go 2 at the back with Yoro and De Ligt and push Luke Shaw out onto the left-hand side and create an extra man going forward. So it was disappointing that didn't happen. Nonetheless, we are light when it comes to the forward line with Cunha and Sesko missing. I think Mason Mount has to come back in. You can't start Joshua Zirkzee. Do you do something like Mason Mount in the in the false 9 role, potentially with an Ahmad and an Mbeumo in either of the 10s? I would like to see maybe Bruno playing on the left of the 2 10s, Mbeumo on the right, and then Ahmad as the right wing back, because we know how well they've been linking up. And then, you take your choice. Do you play Mason Mount as a false 9? Whatever the case may be. But I think, getting Bruno Fernandes further up the field just adds to the creativity that we've got. But nonetheless, guys, Ruben Amorim has got a big, big decision to make on the weekend in terms of his starting lineup. And if he gets it wrong and we don't come out with a positive result, there's going to be serious questions asked yet again. Now, let's talk about Crystal Palace a little bit. Now, I think first and foremost, the fatigue factor is a big advantage to Manchester United here. Crystal Palace played on Thursday night in Europe, and that does absolutely give United an advantage going into this game on Sunday morning. And I think we really do need to take advantage of it. We really, really do. I suppose in terms of form for Crystal Palace, despite their European loss on Thursday night, their league form is quite good, in fairness to them. And they've conceded very few goals. I think only Arsenal have conceded less goals in the Premier League this season than Crystal Palace. And when you've got a Manchester United team that are lacking intensity and lacking, I suppose, players in that forward lineup that would usually start, that is a concern. But absolutely the fatigue factor has to be taken into account. The home advantage for Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park, is always a difficult place to go. It really, really is. And we know that Manchester United haven't had the best of time in London in general, let alone Crystal Palace. I'm pretty sure it's only one win out of our last 11 away games in London, which is not good. And of course, like we said, Palace have a very, very strong defence. United are going to need to be on it from minute one, because Palace have dangerous players in their team. We know Wharton in the middle of the park, Mateta up front, Gahey at centre back. Did Gahey play midweek? I'd have to double check it, but because I do know he was carrying an injury. Let me just double check it here while we're actually recording, and we'll see did Gahey play, because he was carrying an injury up until last week at the very least. Yeah, Gahey did play and he was substituted, so he is back and available by the looks of things. But nonetheless, good quality in the Crystal Palace team. United are going to have to be on it from minute one, and if they're not, it could very easily be a game that gets away from us. We need to be creative. I think if we go a goal down, it's a big concern, because we see teams dropping deep, and Crystal Palace are very well organised, and they would be able to hit us on the counter-attack like maybe Everton weren't able to do on Monday night. It's a big concern. On it from minute one, take your chances when they come, and defend and get a clean sheet. We haven't had a clean sheet in a long time now, I don't think, so we got to get more of them. Now, let's get into the starting 11, and I'm going to put what I think Manchester United should do and what I would like to see. This is my starting 11 on the screen, guys. Lamens in the goal, obviously no change there. Like I say every week, he is our starting goalkeeper and should not be taken out unless he's injured. Back three, I would keep the same. Lenny Yoro, De Ligt and Luke Shaw. Now look, Yoro and Luke Shaw came under a little bit of criticism last week, and I think a little bit unfairly for Lenny Yoro, absolutely. I mean, Lenny Yoro is a centre-back, and we're talking about him trying to be creative on the edge of the opposition box. Is just not his game, and he's a young player. Nonetheless, I would continue to play him. I think he's been one of our best players this season, and since he's come to Manchester United, he's been very good. De Ligt, obviously, I think he's probably one of the only players from Monday night against Everton that can hold his head up and actually say he played well on the back of a really bad night. And Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, unless Lisandro Martinez is ready to start, I think Luke Shaw has to play in that position. I don't see what else we do there unless you bring in somebody like Mazraoui, but Mazraoui obviously is the more defensive side of it. I think Luke Shaw starts. Wing backs then, Dorgu on the left hand side. Again, we know Dorgu's shortcomings, and I was critical of him again on Monday night. End product decision making really has to improve, but in terms of balance and having that left foot on that left hand side, I don't see much more option. I do not want to see Diogo Dalot coming in with a right footed player playing on that left-hand side, turning back all of the time, the easy option inside, the easy option backwards. And I just don't think it works. So for that reason, Dargu is getting it. Ahmad on the right-hand side, like I said, I think it's the best opportunity for us to put a real sustained attack together, as Ahmad and Mbeumo on that right-hand side linking up very well. And we might as well use them up and use them as best we can before they leave for AFCON. Two in midfield then. I'm going with Casemiro, and Mainoo comes in. Casemiro had a poor game on Monday night, and Mainoo came in and done absolutely nothing either. But I think to get Bruno Fernandes higher up the field, I think Mainoo is the option there. You could go with an Ugarte beside a Casemiro, absolutely. But I think in terms of having a little bit more possession control, I think Mainoo puts his foot in the ball. He can link the defence to attack, absolutely. So for that reason, I will go with that. And the three forward players, guys, obviously we are lacking in that area in terms of depth. I think Bruno Fernandes moving up into that left number 10 spot is I think it's a no-brainer, to be quite honest with you. And obviously Mbeumo on the right-hand side, Mason Mount then as your false 9. But we are lacking in that area. I would have somebody like Chido Obi on the bench that you can bring on if you need a goal and just to put on an out-and-out striker, because in terms of a criticism standpoint from fans and from mainstream media, if you're playing an academy player, it's a bonus. It's positivity, and it's something that the fans can get behind. So I don't see why he wouldn't have him on the bench if we need him. So that's my starting 11, guys. Let me know yours in the comment section below. In terms of a score prediction, I mean, this could go either way, and we're back to the stage now of not knowing what type of Manchester United team is going to show up. We seen earlier in the season losing to Grimsby in the Carabao Cup, and a couple of weeks later we're going and winning at Anfield. You know, and Liverpool are shit, so I wouldn't be hanging my hat on that performance either. But nonetheless, you don't go to Anfield and win without playing well. What Manchester United team is going to show up, that remains to be seen. I think the starting 11 will have a massive bearing on what type of performance we get. Ruben Amorim has got to get it right. If he goes with that team that I had up on the screen here, I think Manchester United could get a win. I think a 2-1 win to Manchester United. If he doesn't go with that starting 11 and goes with somebody like, I don't know, Joshua Zirkzee or whatever the case may be, I think we could struggle. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section below, guys. We will be live, as you can see on the screen. It's been popping up there over here. We will be live from 11:15 on Sunday morning on YouTube, so make sure you are tuning in for that live watch along for the game. I hope you have a great weekend up until then. Enjoy it, because Manchester United might ruin it on you on Sunday morning. So have a good weekend. Hope to see you on Sunday morning. Smash a like in the video, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in a bit.